Welcome to our channel. Today, we'll be learning how to play Patchwork, a strategic board game in which you select and place Tetris-like fabric pieces on a personal board to maximize points while managing time and resources. The game is a mix of puzzle solving, resource management, and spatial planning. Let's set it up. Each player takes a quilt board, a time token, and 5 buttons as currency. Keep the remaining buttons on the table close at hand. Place the central time board in the middle of the table. Place your time tokens on the starting space of the time board. Place the patches in a circle or oval around the time board. Locate the smallest patch, which is the patch of size 1 by 2, and place the neutral token between this patch and the next patch in clockwise order. Lay out the special tiles. Place the special patches on the marked spaces of the time board. Choose a player to begin, and it's time to play. How to play. On your turn, you carry out one of the following actions. Advance and receive buttons. Move your time token on the time board so that it occupies the space directly in front of your opponent's time token. You receive 1 button per space you moved your time token. Take and place a patch. This action consists of 5 steps that must be carried out in this order. First, choose a patch. You can choose 1 patch from the 3 patches in front of the neutral token in clockwise order. 2. Move the neutral token. Place the neutral token next to the chosen patch. 3. Pay for the patch. Pay the depicted number of buttons to the supply. 4. Place the patch on your quilt board. The patches on your quilt board may not overlap. You may turn the patch any way you like before placing it on your quilt board. And 5. Move your time token. Move your time token on the time board by a number of spaces as depicted on the label. If your time token ends up on the same space as your opponent's time token, place your token on top of it. Regardless of the action you take, you always move your time token on the time board. Some spaces of the time board are marked. Whenever you move onto or past one of those spaces, resolve the corresponding event. Special patch. Take the special patch and place it on your quilt board immediately. The special patches are the only way to patch single spaces of your quilt board. Button income. You receive a number of buttons according to the patches on your board. Now take note. In this game, you do not necessarily alternate between turns. The player whose time token is the furthest behind on the time board takes his turn. This may result in a player taking multiple turns in a row before his opponent can take one. If both time tokens are on the same space, the player whose token is on top goes first. There is a special tile in this game, the 7x7 tile. The first player to completely fill a 7x7 square of spaces on his quilt board receives this special tile, which is worth 7 points. You finally arrived at the end of a game. The game ends after both time tokens reach the last space of the time board. If a time token were to move past the last space, it simply stops on the last space. Determine the number of buttons you have left, adding the value of the special tile if available. From this score, subtract 2 points for each empty space of your quilt board. The player with the highest score wins, and in case of a tie, the player who got to the final space of the time board first wins. And that's it. We hope you enjoy Patchwork. Thanks for watching! If you enjoyed this tutorial, like, share, and subscribe for more game guides. Let us know in the comments which game you'd like to master next.